Hi YouTube, I thought I'd do a quick video on Bobcat 10. I've got to get it posted off to the US fairly shortly, so I haven't got a huge amount of time before it needs to be underway. So it's only going to be a quick video. Also just wanted to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about my sort of philosophy in knife making. Philosophy in so much as why I make knives the way I do, and why I won't take custom orders. I get repeated requests for custom work, and I just wanted people to understand why I won't do it. But before I talk about that, I'll show you Bobcat 10, that I've just completed. I'm shooting inside today because it's absolutely horrible outside, and it's like a mud bath trying to get to the workshop. Okay, so I'm in my leatherworking area at the moment, indoors in the wall. Right, so this is Bobcat 10 sort of package combination. This is the sheath. It's another of the frog carry ones that I've come up sort of adapted from people's feedback, along with the securing snap that people said they thought would sort of make the system work, you know, so that this part doesn't come detached. Those of you that haven't seen it before, obviously this part goes over the belt, and what happens is if you detach that, then you can take the whole thing out whilst leaving this on your belt. That could hold something else inside, maybe a small axe or something like that, or you could have other sheaths that you put in. Okay, a few people like the idea. I suppose it's like an alternative to a dangler system, isn't it? Okay. I used a different coloured dye. I think this is English bright. What is it? So it's on here somewhere. Oh, there it is. English Bridal. Okay, so it's a new colour, but you see I've sort of hand painted around the edges in black to sort of get the contrast. And what I did was I tried my best to match the colour of the sheath as closely as I could to the colour of the handle on Bobcat 10. Okay, so this is Bobcat 10. It's a desert ironwood handle. No stabilisation, you just don't need it with desert ironwood. It's absolutely full of resin and oils. It's more or less self-stabilised. Very dense wood, very heavy. Got yellow liners, which make a nice contrast, which I picked up in the stitching on the sheath, which I thought would be nice. It's got my mosaic pin design here, which somebody said looked like a paw. They thought they were meant to be paws. If they were, then that's pretty much by fluke. The lanyard mosaic isn't one of mine. It's a bought-in job, that. Okay, so see if I can see the plunge lines there, and point and grind. Went to 800, I think, on the flats. It's the logo etched in. So I'm quite pleased with this. It's a heavy knife. It's 4mm 01 tool steel. It's not a tapered tang. That's something I need to sort of work on. Maybe that's where I'm going next, to get the skills to do tapered tangs. So it's yeah, it's a nice knife. It's plenty sharp. I don't normally do sort of cutting tests and things like that, but it is really quite sharp. Okay, it's sharp, certainly sharp enough for anything you'll need to be doing out in the field. And the guy who's buying this is the guy who's buying this was saying it is very much going to be a working knife, so that's always good to know. I think the camera just froze there. I apologise for that. This is something I'm just going to have to improve. I'm on my phone at the moment. It's something I need to sort of upgrade to get a decent camera. Not quite sure what. If I use my my camcorder though, the download time is like days. So there we go, finished. Bobcat 10, all done and ready for posting. Okay, so the other thing that I was going to talk about was the way I make, why I won't do custom. Well, I'm an amateur maker, it's a hobby for me, and one of the reasons I won't do it is because I simply don't have the kind of stocks. I can't afford to buy in sort of all the stock levels, the different types of scale materials, the pins, the bolts, the liners. I have what I have, so I make a knife basically with what I have to hand, whatever I want to use. And I think there's the other thing, whatever I want to use, because it's my hobby, so I enjoy thinking about the knives, choosing the materials, designing them, sort of putting them together. So that's kind of like the artistic element, if you want to call it that I enjoy doing, choosing the materials and putting them together to hopefully make a pleasing end result. And I haven't got the time that perhaps a pro knife maker would have to get into the communication with customers, the emails, the decision making, the record keeping. I have a full-time job, so all of that would just, well, in all honesty, all of that would just stress me out completely and take the pleasure away from making the knives in the first place, or the sheaths in the first place, and I'd probably end up giving it up, which would be a shame. So I apologise in one respect, because I completely understand why people would want a custom knife. I enjoyed the process when I bought my Field and Forest from Lee Bennett. Loved choosing what I wanted, so I totally get that people want that level of service, and if you do, then there are other people who will do that for you. But I'm not in that position at the moment. Who knows? Maybe when I retire, that might be something I can look at. But at the moment, I hope people don't get sort of offended by me saying I don't do custom or won't do custom. It's just I think you can see why with it being a hobby. Okay, I hope you enjoyed looking at Bobcat 10. I have got other stuff coming up. People have been asking me to do videos, making videos on tips for leatherwork, how I do my electrochemical etching of the logo on the blade. I've been a little bit reluctant because I always think there's always better people out there that you could be watching, but you know, maybe you can learn from me. I've learnt certainly huge amounts of what I do from people on YouTube, so I will get round to doing those. I'm learning the whole thing about videoing, as you know. I'm not particularly good at it yet, so that's another area that I need to work on. So bear with me. Thank you very much, those people who have subscribed. I think I'm over 150 subscribers now. Genuine thanks to those people. Fantastic that people will subscribe and take the time to watch. So, okay, thank you, and see you next time.